welcome you all to His Holy Candramauli Maharaj's daily class. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory Srila Prabhupada. I hope you are well, Maharaj. Today's verse is Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 2nd chapter, and verse number 27. Maharaj, if you're ready, should I start sharing the screen?
No, I'm going to do something different tonight.
Okay, that's fine. Let me increase my volume.
Okay. Turn to the introduction of Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Sure, Maharaj.
Okay. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. The word Chaitanya means living force. Charita means character, and Amrita means immortal. As living entities, we can move. Table cannot move because it doesn't have any living force. Movement and activity may be considered signs and symptoms of the living force. It said that there can be no activity without living force. Although the living force is present in a material condition, this condition is not Amrita immortal. The word Chaitanya Charitamrita may be translated as the character of the living force in immortality. Keep going down the page. Lord Chaitanya, oops, you went too far, should be considered one of us. He is Krishna himself, the supreme living entity. And as such, he never comes under the influence, never comes under the cloud of Maya, never falls into illusion. Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He came to preach Krishna Bhakti on this earth planet. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, give up your nonsense and surrender to me. I will protect you. Oh, surrender, I have many responsibilities. And my illusion says, don't do it or you'll be out of the don't do it or you'll be out of my clutches, stay in my clutches, and I'll continue to kick you. There's a fact that we're constantly being kicked by Maya. As a male ass is kicked in the face by the she-ass when he comes for sex. So many cats and dogs are always fighting and whining when they have sex. Even an elephant in the jungle is caught by the use of a trained she-elephant who leaves him in the pit. We should learn by observing these tricks of nature. If we wish to become fully Krishna conscious, we have to give up the shackles of Maya. If we remain within Maya, we should live in such a way that we're not subject to illusion. Many of the householder devotees of Lord Chaitanya. His followers were renounced. And then Prabhupada goes on to explain one story with Junior Haridas. From Chaitanya Charitamrita, we learn how Lord Chaitanya taught people to break the shackles of Maya and become immortal. Thus, as mentioned above, the title may be properly translated, the character of the living force in immortality. This is the easiest way to understand. We are individuals and we have thoughts and desires, and Lord, the Supreme Lord is also an individual. Keep going down the page. The real question is how to remain unpolluted by contamination of this material world. And so that is the course, that is the process of bhakti. Keep going down and slowly, just go slowly, and then we can. Chaitanya Charitamrita teaches the spirit soul is immortal in activities in the spiritual world, and those activities are also immortal. Those who are known as Mayavadis hold the absolute truth as being impersonal and formless. But Vaishnavas know this is all nonsense. Now let us begin our real talks of Krishna. Okay, keep going. In the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Kaviraj writes, I offer my respectful obeisances to my spiritual master. He uses the word plural here to indicate the disciplic succession. He offers obeisances not to his spiritual master alone, but to the whole chain of disciplic succession beginning with Krishna. The word guru in the plural means spiritual masters, which is the word gurun. After offering obeisances to the disciples, he pays his obeisances to the devotees, to the Lord himself, his incarnation, expansions, manifestations, and internal energy. Lord Chaitanya is sometimes called Krishna Chaitanya. He is the Supreme Lord, and he brought his associates such as Nityananda. He is the first expansion as Dvaita, incarnation, eternal potency, Srivas, marginal potency. So these five. Actually, Chaitanya Charitamrita is not intended for the novice, for it's the postgraduate study of spiritual knowledge. Ideally, one begins with the Bhagavad Gita and advances through Srimad Bhagavatam to Chaitanya Charitamrita. Although all these great scriptures are on the same level, for the sake of comparative study, Chaitanya Charitamrita is considered to be on the highest platform. Every verse in it is perfectly composed. In his second verse, he offers his obeisances to Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, comparing them to the sun and the moon, which give light, dissipate darkness. What is that darkness? The darkness of ignorance, the light of transcendental knowledge. And he answers the question in the verse, in his third verse, that who is Krishna Chaitanya? So now we're getting to the essence of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So now we get a little understanding as we go through the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Why did he come to this material world? What is our relationship with him? How can we benefit from that relationship? And what is his position above all of the other incarnations of God? Keep going down the page. We learn from Chaitanya that he is actually, that's why it's mentioned, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. He is actually Krishna himself. He's the basis of the impersonal Brahmana. He's no different than the super soul within the heart. And sure, we should know that Krishna, God, nothing is equal or greater than him. He is the greatest. And that is also manifested in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Keep going down the page. Rupa Goswami says, Namo Mahavandanaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namari Gaura Trishne Namaha. And this word Bandhanaya, he's more magnanimous than any other avatar. Why? He's giving freely what Krishna has made conditions to give. Lord Chaitanya has not made any conditions. Lord Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya are so merciful that they're giving the highest to anyone who shows a little interest in the process of self-realization. Rupa Goswami praises Lord Chaitanya as the most magnificent of all incarnations. He answers all of the most important inquiries that anyone can make. Okay, and then we go into more detail here. This is the philosophy not only of Chaitanya Charitamrita, but he talks about the different relationships with Krishna, such as Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vatsalyaras, Madhuryaras. However, the greatest of all the teachings of Lord Chaitanya is that he teaches that Krishna can be treated in these different relationships. Yeah. And Lord Chaitanya, then he talks about the love relationship with with the Lord in the Madhurya Ras. We often hear the phrase love of Godhead. How far this love of Godhead can actually be developed, we can learn from this Vaishnav philosophy. Theoretical knowledge of God can be found in many places, but what is love of Godhead and how can it be found? This is given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. Okay, go down the page some more. And then Prabhupada talks about love in the material world, and then he compares it to what is actually love in the spiritual world, in our different relationships with the Lord, which seem very similar to our relationships in this world with other living entities, but the difference is in the spiritual world. There are no inebrities, there are no defects, everything is pure loving relationship in different moods, as we explained here. Keep going back and down. Mahaprabhu informs us that in every country, in every scripture, there's some hint of love of God, but nobody knows what that actually is. Different scriptures give different indications. But in Chaitanya gives a practical demonstrations how love of God in the highest of all relationship, which is Kandiga love. So you'll see in the very beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is discussed in detail, especially in the 4th chapter of Adi Lila. And then there's a nice, very nice, now Bhagavatam doesn't talk about Srimati Radharani, but in Chaitanya Charitamrita, particularly that 4th chapter and other places throughout Chaitanya Charitamrita brings up who is Radharani and what is Radha Krishna's. What is our actually love between, what is the love between Radha and Krishna, and what is our relationship between us and those in the divine couple. Keep going down the page. So we're getting a little idea what are some of the contents of this great scripture called Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then, of course, Prabhupada goes back to refer to Srimad Bhagavatam, but then he's talking about Radharani and Krishna's dancing with Radharani in the Rasa dance, and gives, in that we understand deeply why Lord Chaitanya appeared in this world to taste that same love in the position of Radharani's love for him. He is the most magnanimous, but the most mysterious manifestation of Godhead. And it describes his mood of serving himself in the role of his own devotee, Srimati Radharani. So we should understand this relationship. It is the highest, but it is meant to be understood by those who are seriously practicing this process of Krishna consciousness. This will inspire us greater in our devotional service and teach us what is the nature of the spiritual world and how we can also attain to that spiritual world. Keep going down the page. So here's a lot about Radharani here. Even in the, you don't even get 1/10 of the understanding of Radharani in Srimad Bhagavatam or any other scripture except in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we learn what is Radharani, what is Radha Bhakti, And why Radha Bhakti is the highest of all forms of bhakti. Why? Because it attracts Krishna also. Nothing can attract Krishna except Radharani. Krishna speaks about that. He said, everyone in the world is attracted by me. And I'm trying to I give pleasure to everyone. But who can give pleasure to me? Is there someone who is qualified to give pleasure to me? That person has to have 100 times more qualities than I have in order for me to receive pleasure from that person. And then, of course, the conclusion is Radharani, and then that's explained nicely in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Keep going. And then more and more about Radha and Krishna, how they're one. And there's all of this in this explains the whole relationship between between Radha and Krishna. As we go down the verses in Chaitanya Charitra, even in the very first chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, all of this is indicated, but it's later explained in detail as we go into the chapters. For chapter number 4 is the king of all of the chapters about Krishna's love for Radharani and Radharani's position as the supreme object of love. I mean, as the supreme subject of love. And then he becomes no he becomes the subject, and she becomes the object. They switch roles in Chaitanya in Lord Chaitanya. Okay, go down the page somewhere. And you get really deeper into understanding what is Radha Krishna Bhakti. It's really sweet, and it's the essence of transcendental happiness. It inspires Krishna. So then we learn why Lord Chaitanya came, what is his purpose, to taste that love, to experience it, to get to understand it, to try to understand what about himself that is so attractive to all living entities. To what is so attracted about him to her. What is it about him that attracts her to him? So he can't understand that unless he becomes her. And that is Lord Chaitanya. Okay, and keep going. Keep going down the page. And then there's more. Well, we learned about Lord Chaitanya. We learned about Lord Nityananda. We learned about Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas, all of their associates. And the process of Harinam Sankirtan is nicely explained in detail in chapter 7 of Adi Lila, where we go into the whole process of chanting. Practically every verse is on Harinam and the process of chanting, the importance of chanting, the mood of chanting, the position of chanting in relationship to all other devotional activities. Keep going down the page. So I'm just giving you somewhat of a summary of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And here in this chapter, or in this introduction, you're getting a little bit of understanding. So here, Krishna tells Arjuna at the beginning of the fourth, well, this is in Bhagavad Gita, why he comes to the material world. Okay, keep going. And then, okay, so, yeah, so now we're getting pretty much to the end of this particular summation here. Keep going. So there's a lot of information of what is Srimad Bhagavatam, what is Bhagavatam, how Bhagavad Gita is the basic principles of knowledge which lead us to qualify ourselves to enter into the knowledge of Bhagavatam. And Bhagavatam takes us to the point where now it develops into the mood of transcendental love in Chaitanya Charitamrita, with many of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya as the way to indicate that love, both in his early age and his middle age, and ultimately in his final age, his Adi Lila, his Madhya Lila, and his ultimately Antya Lila. Okay, so keep going. So So a lot of knowledge here about Srimad Bhagavatam. Mhm. So we won't go into this too much here. And keep going, keep going. This is all about the universes, Mahavishnu, and just so you can see, just in the Chaitanya Charitamrita introduction, there's so much knowledge here. And Prabhupada summarizes the whole process of bhakti and what the details of that bhakti simply in this opening part of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So here it says here, Vrindavan Das Thakur, although he was, no, actually it was Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, offers his, he offers his obeisance directly to Krishna. And then how he was asked to write this great philosophy. He was 95 years old when he wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita. Can you imagine? 95. His hand was shaking, but still he was writing. Keep going. And then it describes the different temples in Vrindavan, the different deities. Madan Mohan, Govindaji, and Gopinath, the three main deities of Vrindavan. One is Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. Each of the deities represent a different aspect of our practice of Krishna consciousness. Madan Mohan connects us, Govindaji engages us, and Gopinath gives us the result of the process of Krishna consciousness. Different moods of Krishna in his different leelas as in Vrindavan. Okay, keep going. Well, there's a lot here. This is a great reading for everyone. So keep going here. Finally, Krishna Das Kaviraj offers his blessings to the readers in the name of the Gopinath deity, who is Krishna, is the master of the gopis. And then more into the details of Vrindavan Dham. And then he petitions the blessings of, may that Gopinath, the master of the gopis, Krishna bless you, may you become blessed by Gopinath. He gives a lot of blessings. The author of Chaitanya Charitamrita prays that just as Krishna attracts the gopis by the sweet sound of his flute, he will also attract the reader's mind by that transcendental vibration. Om Gyantimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Maum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Yavase Sasuni Yoravadi Pasayatya Deshatayane Vanchakalpa Tarubhishya Kripa Sindhu Ve Pachar Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavig Mahon Maha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare. Go to the gallery now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, go back to the gallery. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. So, there you go. So Chaitanya Charitamrita is called a postgraduate study, transcendental knowledge. But by Srila Prabhupada's purport, then we can enter into this higher understanding, which is more or less a continuation of the knowledge given in Srimad Bhagavatam. But Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati mentions something interesting. He says that those who read first Chaitanya Charitamrita can then understand Srimad Bhagavatam, because Chaitanya Charitamrita is living Bhagavatam, because Lord Chaitanya is Bhagavat. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the life of Lord Chaitanya, his teachings are all in Chaitanya Charitamrita, which prepares us to understand Srimad Bhagavatam. So you get sometimes people say you have to read it first or understand it first by Bhagavad Gita and then Bhagavatam and then Chaitanya Char. That's true, but then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati says we should approach Chaitanya Charitamrita first before Bhagavatam. That qualifies to us to enter into Srimad Bhagavatam. These two scriptures are both about the pastimes, activities, the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Chaitanya Charitamrita focuses on more or less Lord Chaitanya's activities and his mood of Vrindavan as illustrated by himself through the mercy of his internal energy, Srimati Radharani. Who is Radharani and what is our understanding of our way to how we can approach Srimad Radharani to receive the ultimate mercy of loving devotion to Sri Krishna. Therefore, Chaitanya Charitamrita, at least Krishna Das Kaviraj and the Acharyas say, one cannot approach Krishna in Vrindavan unless one goes through the mercy of Guru and Gauranga, or Gauranga and Nityananda. Nityananda is the transcendental personality who he is more or less the manifestation of Guru Tattva. He brings us to Lord Chaitanya by his mercy, by spreading the holy name in different places, by making arrangements for the devotees to approach Lord Chaitanya through the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which is the essence of all spiritual practices. And if we take time to study, to read, to try to understand Lord Chaitanya, we will find we'll dive into an ocean of transcendental happiness. Because Lord Chaitanya's, the knowledge of Lord Chaitanya and the practice of Lord Chaitanya is the sweetest and most intimate activities of the Supreme Lord in his loving relationship with his devotees, and particularly in this age. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati says if all of the books in the world were burnt and there was only one book left, Chaitanya Charitamrita, there would be no loss. Similar statement was made by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, which he said, if all of the books in the world were thrown into the ocean and there was only Srimad Bhagavatam, there would be no loss. These two books are practically synonymous, and they are the pride and joy and the treasure life of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So these two scriptures reign supreme amongst the Vaishnavas because everything is there in the process of pure devotional service and the sweetness that's manifested in the different Leelas of Krishna in Vrindavan and Krishna with all his other incarnations, and also in Vaikuntha. But the culmination is Krishna in Vrindavan, which is Madhurya, or sweetness. So that sweetness is there in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is called Gauranga. Gaura means golden and Anga means limbs, which indicates his connection with Srimati Radharani. She is called Gaurangi. She is also golden, limbed like that. And so he takes on her color and he takes on her mood when he becomes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Although he's the Supreme Lord, he's the best of all devotees, teaching how to approach Krishna in a loving mood, which is the perfection of loving moods exhibited by and perfected by Srimati Radharani. No one can understand Radharani's love for Krishna, but one can try to understand it a little bit through the process of reading, hearing about the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they are so deep in that Madhurya Ras, so sweet. And that's what the essence of Chaitanya Charitamrita is. So Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada in 1975, in Los Angeles, he had been putting out one volume of Chaitanya Charitamrita every 2 months, and 2 volumes were finished. Now, Prabhupada had finished all of the rest of the work, and he wanted those volumes printed as fast as he could. He went to the hub of the ISKCON Society at that time, which it still is, the Los Angeles Temple. There was a teeming temple of more than 150 devotees there, and the entire Bhaktivedanta Book Trust was also there. All of the printing presses, the editing, the proofreading, the artists, everything was there. And Prabhupada came and told the devotees he wanted everyone to finish the remaining 15 volumes. There were supposed to be 17 volumes altogether. That was the original set, was 17 volumes. Now they reduced it into 9 volumes. But in that 17 volumes, only 2 had been printed when Prabhupada came at that time. That was in November 1975. And he told the devotees, in 1 month, I want all of those 15 volumes finished. Can you imagine? They're doing 1 volume every 2 months. Now he wants 15 volumes done in 1 month. Prabhupada, he never thought small. He said, my biggest problem, Prabhupada was talking about himself, my biggest problem is I can't think small. I can't think. He always thought big. And because he thought big, the whole world has benefited now. You can see it by how Krishna consciousness spread so fast over the world within 11 years of Prabhupada's presence with us from 1966 to 1977. Can you imagine over 108 temples, restaurants, preaching centers, schools, various types of programs all over the world, and it's expanding till now. Today we have over 600 temples, preaching centers, farm communities. It's still continued to spread. Why? Because this is Lord Chaitanya's desire to inundate the world with Krishna Prema. And the ISKCON movement has been empowered to be the vanguard or the force to bring it about. And that person to lead the charge was Srila Prabhupada, who was actually an expansion of the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. He is not God, but he manifests Lord Nityananda's complete mercy by spreading Krishna consciousness everywhere and everywhere. And that was Lord Chaitanya's mood. So this Chaitanya Charitamrita is really the most deep in philosophical and transcendental knowledge. So the Mr. Modi, the Prime Minister of India, made a statement just recently. He said, I'll read it, very small. He said, Gar Gar Triranga. Gar Gar Triranga. In every home, there should be the flag, Triranga, 3 colors. Not Triranga, it's Tiranga. In Hindi, it's Tiranga. Gar Gar Tiranga. In every home should have that 3-color flag indicating India. So we also have made a statement, Gar Gar Goranga.
Haribol! I like that, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah. So Gar Gar Goranga means in every home, we want people to have a set of Srimad Chaitanya Charitamritas in their homes. So there's a campaign now to, in a very accelerated way, within the ISKCON Society to distribute sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita to every home in the world, actually, but particularly amongst the devotees who don't have a set. So we're on a campaign now to inspire devotees to come forward and get a set of Chaitanya Charitamrita. dive deeply into this mood of Mahaprabhu's bhakti and our relationship within the pure devotional service. So I'm in petitioning, now I'm turning into a Vanik right now, a merchant, and I'm petitioning all of the devotees who don't have a set of Chaitanya Charitamrita in their home to sign up. We'll have Satyabhama, she'll be the person, and you give your name to Satyabhama, and then we'll arrange for you to get a set of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then you can also, we'll also teach you how you can, not teach you, but guide you on how you can give a donation, which is the price of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And actually right now, I don't know the price, but it's reasonable. If we can afford groceries in our house for 1 week, we can also afford, not even 1 week, maybe a couple days, we can afford to have Chaitanya Charita. And if you have it on your shelf and read it, of course, not just look at it, but read it, you'll go deep, especially so there's certain chapters that will take you deep into the mood of what we say Vrindavan Bhakti. There's so much nectar. In fact, this upcoming disciples meeting we're having in New Mayapur, France, we're going to be focusing on Lord Chaitanya's teachings, the life of Lord Chaitanya, what he gave to us and how we can take advantage of that and become perfect in our devotional service. There's a lot there. As it says here, it's the postgraduate study of transcendental knowledge of the process of pure love of God. So I'm encouraging all devotees to, we'll make it easy for you for payments to be made. You can pay in increments if you can't pay all at once. But I'd like to see at the end of this particular discussion we're having here, that devotees understand what is available in this great scripture. Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, you read his writing, he's so humble as he writes Chaitanya Charitamrita. He glorifies the whole process of bhakti, goes deep into the different personalities that were the associates of Lord Chaitanya. You learn about the followers of Lord Chaitanya, the followers of Lord Nityananda, the followers of Advaita, the followers of Gadadhar, the followers of Srivas. Each one of them had their own branch or lineage of followers and who those personalities were, the greatness of them. Just like we say, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas, Adi Gaur, Bhakta-vrinda. Bhakta-vrinda means not just those 5, but all of the followers of Lord Chaitanya. And as Lord Chaitanya also said, my followers are as good as I am. You're going to be reading about so many powerful, pure personalities that serve the Lord in the most amazing way in their different relationships with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Gaur Lila is the sweetest and most deepest of all of the Leelas, and it qualifies you and takes you directly into Krishna Lila and Vrindavan. And the knowledge, the philosophy, the whole practice, everything is there. Srila Prabhupada's purports are like beautiful artistic displays of transcendental knowledge coming in the form of words describing the glories of the process of transcendental knowledge, pure bhakti, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. And he is known as Namo Mahavandanaya. The more we learn about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the more we learn about Krishna, and the more we become, what we say, inspired in our practice of devotional service to attain that perfection stage, love of God. And he taught all of that centered around 5 basic principles: chanting the holy names of the Lord, associating and serving Vaishnavas, hearing daily Srimad Bhagavatam, worshiping the Lord in his form as deity, his deity form. And the last one is to live in a holy place. He taught these to Rupa Goswami in the Madhya Lila in chapter 19. This is called Rupa Shiksha. And that whole chapter is Lord Chaitanya's teachings to Rupa Goswami. And then even expanded beyond that is Sanatan Shiksha, which is chapter 20, 21, 22, and 23, 4 chapters, which he taught the knowledge of the entire spiritual world to Sanatan Goswami. So it's a great read once you get absorbed in it. I did a book, it's called Chaitanya Charitamrita Revisited. After going through that Chaitanya Charitamrita 3 times, I gleaned out many of the important parts and kind of put it into a compact version called Chaitanya Charitamrita Revisited. It's 110 pages. It's more like a glossary where you can find the different topics and about the different personalities in Chaitanya Charitamrita. If you don't have a copy of that, I'd be happy to send it to you. There's no cost on that. It's something I did about 10 years ago. It's called Chaitanya Charitamrita Revisited. But we were encouraging, and Srila Prabhupada wanted, he said this personally, we want every home throughout the world to have a set of Chaitanya Charitamritas. But we have to start with the devotees. And then of course, we're also expanding it. Devotees are doing Chaitanya Charitamrita sets, not simply through various book outlets, but they're doing it on the streets. Can you imagine it? Preaching, selling Chaitanya Charitamrita sets to people who are just walking on the streets. Devotees are doing 10, 15 sets a day to different people around the world. And so now the campaign is out. We want to get at least 7,000, was it? No. How much is it? 7,500 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita out this year. So please, devotees, it's an investment. It's not an expense. Using your money, you're investing in your transcendental future, in developing love of God in the most sweetest and most philosophical way that is available in Vaishnava literature. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, the whole world will learn Bengali just so they can read Chaitanya Charitamrita. But Prabhupada made it easy. He took the Bengali and translated it into English, so you don't have to learn Bengali. But if you want to learn Bengali, it's probably, it's very sweet. The whole language is as sweet as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Okay, so I'm going to stop there and see if we have any discussions based on Chaitanya Charitamrita or on Lord Chaitanya.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, for inspiring us all to read and also get a copy of CC for all of us. And going through the introduction was very, very nice. I have never read a CC introduction. So that was very deep as well. And you explained it so nicely. So yes, we have a question from Krishna Kaviraj Prabhu. But devotees, if you have any questions, comments, realizations, please unmute yourself and ask. If you can't speak, yes.
Yeah, I have 1/2 hour left before I have to depart, because tonight is the Adivas, where we're setting up the auspicious occasion of glorifying Harinam Sankirtan, which will be a 5-day program starting tomorrow, 12 hours a day for the next 5 days. Kirtan from the 14th to the 18th, 5 days of continuous kirtan in the temple. So tonight is to invoke auspiciousness and get the blessings of the great souls is called Sri Nam Sankirtan Adivas. I have to be there for that program, so I can only stay a 1/2 hour more. Anyway.
Yes. Wrap up before that, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Yes, Krishna Kaviraj Prabhu, please go ahead.
What time you have?
We can't hear your voice, Prabhu. Are you speaking?
I'm leaving here at 7,
And what time you sleep there?
7:30.
So,
Can you not hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. So much glorification of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So can we not just focus all our reading efforts on Chaitanya Charitamrita? Do we need to read any other books?
If you were to ask the great souls, they would say everything is there. But Bhagavad Gita teaches us the basics so we know the subject matter and how to stay connected to the process of devotional service. Chaitanya Charitamrita has everything because Srila Prabhupada's purports. I mean, some of those purports, there's some 20-page purports, and some of the chapters really long, getting into the mood of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. So everything is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, but it's good to have a working knowledge of the basics, and that is in the Bhagavad Gita. And of course, we're doing every day Srimad Bhagavatam, which is non-different than Chaitanya Charitamrita. Bhagavatam, each of these scriptures are a transcendental fruit by themselves. They're sweet, they're deep, and they have relevant knowledge for our practice. But in Chaitanya Charitamrita, you're going into the life of Lord Chaitanya, his mood of devotion, and who is Srimati Radharani, and how he exhibits her mood in his practice of Krishna consciousness. So each one of those scriptures, but Chaitanya Charitamrita has things that the other scriptures don't include.
Thank you, Maharaj. So can we make Chaitanya Charitamrita our primary reading focus?
Yeah, read it over and over again. Once you get into it, you'll think, where else should I go? There's no other place to go. It's so sweet. And you compare Prabhupada's purports to Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam covers a really broad range of subject matters. I mean, everything's Bhagavatam, but Chaitanya Charitamrita gets down to the essence of love of God. And those who are practicing love of God, all about the lives of the great souls who are followers of Lord Chaitanya.
And then it gets even sweeter.
Hmm?
Then it gets even sweeter. I was reading yesterday a book all about Srila Narottama Das Thakur, and I was just like crying on every page.
Narottam Das Thakur, yeah, he is one of the most intimate associates of Lord Chaitanya who never had associate with Lord. He's a person who was predicted by Lord Chaitanya to come and revolutionize the whole process of kirtan. That's Narottam. He appeared 1 year after Lord Chaitanya disappeared. His life is in one book called Narottam Vilas, wonderful narration of the life of Narottam Das. And his bhajans, we sing his bhajans. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kora Mohe Toma Bhina Kedayalu Jagat Samsare. And then he ends it. And at the last line, they glorify Srinivasacharya, Ramachandra Kaviraj, and the writer of that song, Narottam Das. Shri Guru Charana Padmam Kevalam Bhakati Sadma. That's Narottam. Talking about the glories of the spiritual master, his position, and how merciful the spiritual master is, and his love for the spiritual master. Narottam Das Thakur really goes deep into the mood of Guru Tattva, glorifying his spiritual master, Lokanath Das Goswami. We sing that every day in our morning program. In fact, tomorrow I'm supposed to lead the kirtan in the temple for Guru Puja. So that's at 7:30, approximately, maybe a little later, 7:40 Indian time. And I love that bhajan. It's just tantalizes my mind with so much inspiration. It's so deep and so sweet. Everything about Lord Chaitanya is Madhurya. Sweet, sweet, and sweeter.
Haribol.
Right. So sweet. Thank you.
Okay,
Any
any
other
other questions?
So while we're waiting, Maharaj, I have a question, and it has always been in my mind. When we distribute the books, and you mentioned two things, that devotees are distributing these books on streets, and you also mentioned that this is a postgraduate study. So sometime I get very confused that even in the congregation, our congregation devotees have not even new people who old devotees whoever there are co-congregation have Chaitanya Charitamrita, but the new couples who have families are coming in, they have not even started reading Bhagavad Gita sincerely. So they are, how do you approach them, even if they are not, regularly they are covering one verse a week. So how do we approach them or should we give them CC or not?
Yeah. As I said, Lord Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati said, those who read and study Chaitanya Charitamrita, they can enter into the mood of Bhagavatam. Because Lord Chaitanya is Bhagavat. He's Krishna. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the Supreme Lord, but he manifests himself in this age as a devotee of the Lord, but he still retains his position as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So reading and hearing and glorifying Lord Chaitanya is glorifying Krishna because he's non different than Krishna.
Okay.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Noihi Onya. Not only do you get Krishna, but you get Radharani in Lord Chaitanya.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Yes, Gaurangi Priya Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to you. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was told that বুঝে বা না বুঝে কেহ শুনিতে শুনিতে সেহ কি অদ্ভুত চৈতন্য চরিত কৃষ্ণে উপজীবে প্রীতি জানিবে রসের রীতি শুনিলেই বড় হয় হিত. If someone only hears Chaitanya Charitamrita, if he does not understand, but if he hears, he will become blessed by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah, whether you understand or don't understand, just read it. You'll get something that you didn't have before. Yeah, he's merciful. He's patita pavana hetu tava avatar. No more mosampa patita pu napaya vayar. He is the most magnanimous, merciful. Patita is maha patita pavan. But pavana means fallen. Patita is one who shows mercy to the most fallen. He showed mercy to Jagai and Mane, and he's showing mercy to the conditioned souls in the Kali Yuga now who are also like Jagais and Manes. That's our movement. Extreme mercy coming from the Supreme Lord. That's Mahaprabhu. So easy. Chant, dance, take prasad. And if you have time, you can read some books. But
Thank you. Thank you, Gaurangi Priya Mataji. That was so beautiful. There is a question from Rishabh Prabhu in the chat. He's asking, Shri Gauranga is Krishna in the mood of Radharani. What is Shri Nityananda Prabhu then? He Lord Balram in the mood of Gopi or something else in this regard?
Brajendra Nandana Ye, Sachi Sutta Hoilo say, Balaram Hoilo Nitai, Dina Hina Chatta Chila Harinama Udarila, Tar Shakshi, Jagai, and Madai. So they came. Krishna and Balaram has now appeared as Gauranga and Nityananda. Same persons, no different form, and a slightly more merciful mood. To what is it? Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sano Dido Garodaya Pushpanvanto Chitta Sando Tamodudo. Just like the sun dissipates darkness, gives heat, light, energy, and happiness, also gives cooling rays and nourishes all the vegetables. These two lights, very bright lights, they have appeared in this age over the horizon of Gaudiya to dissipate the darkness of ignorance in this Kali Yuga, which is so deep and so dangerous. So one who takes shelter of Lord Chaitanya can be completely free from all of the inebrities, the problems, the dangers of Kali Yuga. He not only uplifts, nourishes, but also protects against Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga Pavana Kali Boyanasana Sri Sachinandana Nam Kali Yuga Pavana Kali Boyanasana. Kali Boyanasana. Nasana means destroy. Sri Sachinandana Nam. So take shelter of Lord Chaitanya and the dog of Kali. Ruff, 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 ruff. He'll go running away. And then Lord Chaitanya will be smiling as you chase away the dog of Kali. Oh, he's just looking for bones. So, but Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya giving the highest transcendental happiness in the form of love of Krishna in Vrindavan.
Thank you, Maharaj. So Rishabh Prabhu is asking, so it isn't specifically defined. Lord Balram is already God's servant, a devotee. I was thinking maybe he took some special mood like Lord Chaitanya did.
Yeah, he assists Lord Chaitanya in spreading Krishna consciousness. Bodo Suker Kavogai, Bodo Suker Kavogai, Surabi Kunde Che, Namera Kule Che, Koda Nitai. Koda Nitai. Who is Koda Nitai? Nitai is Koda. Koda means merchant. He goes out everywhere, sets up his stand. He's selling a product. He's a vanik. He's going to make some profit. And he's encouraging everyone, get this item I'm selling, because if you do, your whole life will become happy. What is that product? It's the holy name. How much do I have to pay? Well, that depends on your faith. If you have 5 rupees worth of faith, then you get that much. If you have 50 rupees of the faith, you get that much. What is your faith in Gauranatai? What is your faith in the process of pure devotional service? What is your faith in the chanting of the holy names? Do you have full faith that by chanting the holy name, your perfection of life is easily attained in all aspects? The holy name is everything. Enechya Sadi Maya Nasi Baralagi Harinama Mahamantra Lao to me Magi. Jeev Jago, Golda Chanda Bole, Kota Nidra Jayomaya Pisachita Kole. Wake up, wake up, wake up, sleeping souls. You're sleeping on the lap of the witch Maya, and she's sucking out your life. Wake up to the Asodi. What is that Asodi? Harinam Sankirtan. And you'll be happy. And you'll be free from Maya. That, what is it? What is it? Inertia Saudi Maya Nasi Banalagi. What is it? Inertia. Babaro.
Harinama Mahamantra Lao Tumi Magi.
Bavaroga, that's that witch running around saying, hey, come, I got some nice things for you. Some nice liquor. See that lovely girl over there? You can have her. This is Maya running. She's selling her products and everyone's buying her products. But Lord Nityananda's got the product to destroy all of the illusions of the material happiness. And that is chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So there is another question from Prabhu saying, what makes Lord Nityananda much more intoxicated and more merciful than Lord Chaitanya?
Because not only is he distributing, he's tasting it at the same time. Lord Chaitanya, he's the object to get the taste from. But it says that those who are the lovers get more happiness than the one who is being loved. So when you become a pure devotee of the Lord, you enjoy on the same level as the Lord and even more. That's why the Lord wants to become a devotee, so he can enjoy more. Yeah, that's Lord Chaitanya. He doesn't want to be the Lord because it's boring up there. It's not boring, but he says, everybody's saying, all glories to you here, and then they're just worshiping him. And he's thinking, boy, where can I find my happy? Oh, Radharani, she's the one. She can make me happy beyond anyone. So her love for him is not measurable, not countable, not even imagined. So he's enchanted by her bhakti. So he becomes Lord Chaitanya just to taste it.
Beautiful.
Lord Nityananda is helping him taste it, and he's tasting it at the same time. So he says to us, I got this warehouse full of this sweet fruit of love of God, and I'm tasting it. But it's a warehouse, and I want to spread these fruits to everyone, but I'm only one person. How can I do that? Please taste it yourself and go out and distribute it to others. And you'll see there's nothing more sweeter than what I am offering to you. It's a fact, yeah. That's in the seventh chapter or ninth chapter of the Adi Lila. Lord Chaitanya is petitioning all of us to taste it. Dive into it. Swim in the nectar. Don't surface. You won't drown. If you do drown, you'll drown in the love of God. And that's a good way to drown. The love of God is an ocean. Even if you get 1 or 2 drops of that love of God, you can still swim in that drop. It's a big drop.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. It was so sweet and nectarian. We have to go to the next question from Sadhvi Mataji. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you very, very much for today. Since you mentioned the name of Jagai Madai, that's why I mentioned the question now. In Srimad Bhagavatam, I remember I read in Canto 7 something about when Jagai Madai, when Jaya Vijay got killed in the form of Shishupal, I don't, I have difficulty with the other name, but anyway, they merged into Lord, and even Yudhishthira mentioned, how is it possible that they got to merge get oneness with the Lord? But then in Chaitanya Charitamrita mentioned that they are actually, Jagai Madai are actually Jai Vijay. So how is it possible that it's not mentioned?
Yeah, the
Thank
whole pastime is that Lord Krishna wanted to fight, so he arranged for them to commit an offense to get kicked out of the spiritual world so he could fight. They took 3 manifestations. First one was Haranikashipu. What was the second one?
Hiranyaksha,
No,
Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipur.
Haranikashipu, Ravana, and Shishupal. And the other one, Vijay, took Hiranyaksha, Kumbhakarna, and Dantravarka. So 6 manifestations of these persons. They were all killed by 2 incarnations, Ravana and Krishna, like that, or also Rahadev. And then after they heard about Lord Chaitanya, so they wanted again take part in Lord Chaitanya's Lila, so they became Jagai and Madai. So there's a 4th manifestation mentioned, that those same persons, Jai and Vijay, after being killed 3 times in each of the manifestations, they wanted to come back the 4th time to take part in Lord Chaitanya's Lila, knowing that Lord Chaitanya's Lila is the sweetest of all of it. So that's the answer to your question. Okay, so we only have a couple minutes left because I have to be in the program tonight because I have to give some talks. So anyway, I'm encouraging, not encouraging, I'm kind of saying, do it. Get a set of Chaitanya Charitamritas, and Satyabhama, make sure you give everyone your email address. Once we get a listing, then we'll arrange for payment and also delivery of Chaitanya Charitamritas to your doorstep.
Do that, Maharaj.
Sign up, and once you're signed up, you can't erase the signature because we're going to make it sure she signs it in that kind of ink that is not erasable. So please sign up. You won't be sorry. It's as I said, it's an investment in transcendental love of God. This great scripture. Okay, so thank you very much. I should
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
I have to go to another program. So I hope there's at least 30 people. There's 30 people online today. Let's see if we can get at least 25 people.
You're on mute. You're on Guru Maharaj, you're on mute. You're on mute, Guru Maharaj. Oh,
Try and unmute Satyabhama if you can.
yes, Guru Maharaj.
Okay, we have
Yeah,
32 devotees who are online today. Let's see if we can get at least 25 copies of Srimad Bhagavad Chaitanya Charitamrita out to the group here. We can do all 32. That's good. Perhaps a few of you have a set, but those who don't, sign up.
I know, sure, Guru Maharaj.
So you distribute your email address and let people sign up.
I'll send my email address and I'll poll it in the group, in WhatsApp group. And if you can sign up for 2 different locations, through India, UK, and US, we can arrange the delivery. And we'll arrange the.
You make it known to others who are not online today. about this wonderful program to spread Chaitanya Charitamritas to every house around the world.
Sure. We'll do that.
Devotee and non-devotee. Gar Gar Goranga. Not Gar Gar. Well, Gar Gar Tiranga, but Gar Gar Gor.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai.
Thank you very much for today. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hari Bol.
Thank you,
Thank
Guru
you so
Maharaj.
much, Guru Maharaj.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hari Bol.
Hare
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you, Guru
Thank
Maharaj.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Satyabama. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much. And please try and if you already have Srimad Bhagavatam, CC, then you can sponsor one and we can give it on your behalf to someone else who can't afford it. So it will be nice just maybe sponsor or have one for yourself, or maybe arrange it for someone else to take it. Yeah, I'll send a message in the group, in the WhatsApp groups. Thank you. Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare